Coach John here. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing this bench, which I purchased from Gear for Fit, which is in Ontario, Canada. This bench is exactly the same as the Rep Fitness bench, which you can get out of the US. So for those of us Canadians, this is a great option. I haven't seen every single bench out there, but based on my research, this seems to be one of the best benches you can get for your dollar. Overall, this bench is constructed very well. The welds are quite well done. Being that I do a lot of welding and metal work, I can appreciate good welds. So let's just go over this bench briefly. I haven't actually taken apart the pivot points, but all the pivots appear to have bushings, which is a nice feature. So you'll get nice, smooth pivoting action that's not squeaky. So some benches, they just have a bolt going straight through the pipe with no bushing, and they use washers on either side. This bench appears to have bushings, which is really nice. The other nice thing is they put little pads on the round piece of metal pipe here where it makes contact with the different settings. So you don't have metal on metal, which is kind of nice, not making a bunch of noise. A minor thing, but just a nice little detail. The other nice thing is there's a handle at the front for easy carrying, and obviously there's wheels, makes it easy to roll it around. All the feet have some nice, fairly substantial pads, which is great if you don't have a padded floor. The pad material itself seems fairly grippy, fairly substantial. Since I just got this bench, it's hard to say how well it will hold up, but so far it seems okay. My only concern is with this little piece of trim here. I have another bench. These pieces of trim, if you just pull them back, you can see that they're stapled on. On my other bench, this started to come apart after a couple of weeks. Mind you, the other bench was a lot cheaper of a bench, and it was overall constructed very poorly. But on the Rep Fitness website, there are a lot of 5-star reviews for this bench, and there's also YouTube videos covering the Rep Fitness version of this bench. Now, the difference between this one and the Rep Fitness bench is Gear for Fit decided to add a little foot at the back. So if you want to store the bench, it makes for a nice little feature just to be able to put the bench on that foot. But here's the problem. When you go to put the bench on that foot, if I hold this pad in, the bench will stay upright. But because the bench pad pivots out, it pulls the weight of the bench forward. And so now the bench is actually resting on the pad and not the foot, you see? So that is a little thing that should be remedied. All they need to do is extend this piece of square tubing about 1.25 inches. And this piece of wood happens to be about 1.25 inches. I've already played around with this a little bit. So just to show you, if I pull this back and I put that piece of wood there, now it's in a much sturdier position and it won't fall over, and the bench is actually resting on the foot and not on the pad. So my feedback to Gear for Fit is to have the manufacturers extend this piece 1.25 inches, and then that will be perfect. Some other nice details on this bench are the pad supports. So it's a nice wide flat piece of steel that is bent into a C-channel essentially. So there's lots of support for the pads. The other nice little finishing touch if we look on this side, is they used acorn nuts, which essentially are a closed nut on the end, so you don't have the threaded end of the bolt coming through the nut. So it's just a nice finishing touch. Other than that, as far as the positions go for the seat, we have three. We have the flat position, this would be the second position, and the third position. So we have three settings there. And then for this position, we have the flat position. The first incline position is roughly 45. This is 2, 3, 4, and then the last position is essentially vertical. My only feedback on this part, which I think would be kind of nice, is if they had a few more adjustments. If they simply made the spacing in between these notches a little bit smaller, there could be more adjustments. And also, I think it would be nice to have one adjustment lower than the 45-degree angle. So I would like to see an adjustment just about there. That's my opinion. I'm considering fabricating my own adjustment plates here. The nice thing is these aren't welded on, so they could easily be removed, and a new set could be made and bolted on. So that's something I may consider doing. Overall though, this bench is very sturdy. I'll show you what it looks like actually lying on it. When I'm on the bench, it's very sturdy, it doesn't wobble back and forth. So I'm just going to grab a couple of weights here to show you. These are roughly 40-pound dumbbells, but in this position here, it feels very solid. I don't feel any really wobble, and I don't feel any wobble in the bench at all. So overall, great bench, other than the little extra extension at the end here for the storage position. I don't really have any major complaints, and I'm very, very fussy. So if you want to get this bench, check out Gear for Fit, located in Ontario. They have not paid me to do this. This is something I decided to do, but I'm very happy so far with the few items that I've purchased there. If you have any comments or questions about this bench, please feel free to comment below, or you can always send me an email to john@focusfitness.com. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks for watching.